Hello, everyone. Welcome to Figuring It Out with Jen. I'm your host, Jennifer, aka Jen. Today, we are going to be talking about the five love languages by Gary Chapman. This is very important, and I really would like for people that is interested in being in a romantic relationship to really learn what your five love languages are. He has this book you could purchase. I have the book. You also could do a little bit of research online too on Gary Chapman. He has a series of books as well. He even has like communication styles, like love languages, where your communication style in the workplace and stuff like that. He has like 8+ books, okay? So make sure you check him out, okay? And he also has a free quiz online, and I'll read off the website to you guys so you guys could check it out. This is a fun activity you could do with your partner or potential partner if they don't know their love languages, just so you guys could see, how you guys show up in a relationship. What do you guys need from your partner, and how do you love? So, this is extremely important, especially if you want to be in a long term relationship. So, the website is www.5lovelanguages.com. Okay, I'm going to repeat it again. www.5lovelanguages.com. I'm going to go ahead and click this website real quick. Yes, this is his website. Let me see. It doesn't tell you how many questions it is. If I remember correctly, it was kind of lengthy, but it's worth it. Like I said earlier, if you really want to be in a long-term relationship, it's really important for you to know your love languages, okay? The five love languages too. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read off what you could potentially fall under the categories, and then we're gonna flip through the book a little bit so I could go like a little bit more in depth with the five love languages and what's expected with it. Again, I really encourage you guys to get the book, do some research. Maybe the love languages series book isn't for you. Maybe his other books is for you, but regardless, he has some really good information in here for you guys, especially if you're searching on why your relationships haven't, been working, why why do you have like issues, okay? They do have, oh, this is interesting. They do have the five love languages. I'm going to read off the collection to you, but just so you know, there's more books to this, but he does have love languages for the five love languages for men, the five love languages hardcover special edition, the five love languages of children, the five love languages of teenagers, the five love languages for singles, the five love languages military edition, okay? And for more of Gary Chapman's book, you could go to fivelovelanguages.com. I just want to put this out there too. I'm not endorsed, I'm not sponsored by him. I just thought this will be a good episode for people to get a little bit more guidance in regards to how they're showing up in a relationship, what happens in a relationship, and where can they find out where they went wrong. So let's just go over it. Okay, so the five love languages, these are the categories. Number one is words of affirmations. Number two is quality time. Number three is receiving gifts. Number four is acts of service. Number five is physical touch. These are the five categories you could fall under. Please keep in mind when you do your quiz, it does rate like where you show up at, like one, two, three, four, and five. Which ones are your primary? Which ones are your secondary? You really want to focus on your first two love languages when you get your results from your quiz, because those are your primary love languages, and that's how either you like to receive love or that's how you give love as well, or vice versa. It could be both collectively as well. So keep that in mind. But let's go a little bit in depth with words of affirmation. So, what this basically mean is literally what it means, like words of affirmation. This is like confirmation. This is you being vocal, showing up for your partner, etc. Or if you are the receiver, receiving this from your partner. This is what you need to feel loved and appreciated from your partner. And I'm just going to go over some of the little bold things that is in this chapter, confirming what is words of affirmation. So one of the things is encouraging words. You want to make sure that you're using encouraging words to your partner. Like, I don't know, maybe they're going through a tough time, or maybe they have a project or something that they're into. So you want to say, you know what? Keep going. I notice you. You always want to make sure that you are bringing awareness to whatever it is, and then bring that encouraging word in it. So let me just use the example. Like, I just got a new job. My partner could say, "Hey, Jennifer, I noticed that you went on a long job hunt and finally you got a job that you seem aligned with. And I just want to let you know I'm so proud of you for being resilient and to stay focused along the path to get more aligned in the workplace and feel more fulfilled in life." That will be something of encouraging words for me if my love language was words of affirmations, which coincidentally it is. Another thing that falls under words of affirmations is kind words. So your partner could say, "You look beautiful today," or "I really like how you put your hair up today," or "I noticed you're losing some weight." Just anything that you would consider kind, that also falls under words of affirmations, okay? Also, humble words as well, like being humble, being very grateful, saying, "Hey, you know what? I appreciate you making my lunch every day," or "Hey, I appreciate you loving me and supporting me." Those are words or examples of humbleness. Also, too, words of affirmations could be something that you are doing, like writing. It's not just vocal. It could literally be writing, like a text message or something. You could send a text message, "Hey, I love you, have a good day. I appreciate you so much." That will be an example of still words of affirmations, but in a written form, okay? So I just wanted to put that out there for you. And another thing too, if you get the book, at the end of each section, the five love languages, Gary does have an activity for you if you're having a hard time showing up for your partner with that particular love language. He does have an activity at the end of each chapter, so keep that in mind. So we're going to go ahead and move on to quality time. And I am going in the order he's listing it, but if that's not the order you want to put it in, it doesn't matter as long as you get the gist of the five languages. And just keep in mind too, I'm summarizing these things too. So again, I strongly suggest you get the book. I got it on Amazon. It was pretty cheap. Let me pull it up real quick, and then back into we'll get back into the five love languages, so you get to know what's going on. Let me see. I did purchase it off of Amazon too, and I think it was under $10. If not, it was. Let's just see. Yeah, he has the book, The Five Love Languages of Appreciation in the Workplace. Okay, yeah, it was definitely under $10. So on Amazon, The Five Love Languages: The Secret to Love That Lasts, the paperback is 757. Okay, it is 757. This is a paper copy you could have. He does have an audio book, and he does have it on Kindle. For Kindle, it is 719. Okay, just a couple cent difference compared to having like a hard copy and have an electronic version. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Let's go back to quality time. So that is the second love language. So how quality time will show up is just that. These are pretty self-explanatory. It's just really giving your time to your partner and finding ways to give time to them. So one of the bold outlines that he has is focus attention. Okay, so one of the things I could think about, since society has a hard time focusing and have a hard time really just staying focused with one another is cell phones. Cell phones are a huge habit. You go out in public and, you could observe a group of people. Some people is really focused on developing a conversation and strengthening conversations and really paying attention. And then everyone's on their phone. So that's one of the things. Just keep that in mind. Like, focus attention is literally focus attention. It's focusing on them, focusing on your partner, focusing what you guys are doing, just really focusing and giving your undivided attention, okay? For people that don't get that. Also, quality conversation, okay? Quality conversation is definitely key to quality time, okay? That's letting the person know that you're interested in them, that you're having a good time with them, that you really are putting them first and you really do care about what they have to say. A lot of times people want to be heard. Okay, you might not agree with what they say, but they want to be heard. And if you feel heard, even if you don't agree with what they're saying, I guarantee you will be non-confrontational. Just the fact that you're listening and you're being aware and you're giving them your undivided attention. Another is learning to talk. So learning how to talk to the person that you're in a relationship with. Sometimes you have to be very mindful of your tone of voice. Sometimes you have to be very mindful of the environment. Some things they want you to say in private, some things they don't want you to say in private. You need to learn how to do things. Okay. Let's see. Quality activities is one as well. Just making sure that you're doing things that your partner really appreciates or can appreciate. So really making sure that you know your partner, okay? You don't want to sign them up for something that they don't necessarily like and it won't be beneficial, because then that quality time will kind of be jaded and they won't really appreciate it at all. Okay? The next one, the third one, is receiving gifts. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like I said earlier, receiving gifts is literally what it is, okay? This to them is a reminder of your love to them, okay? This is a gift that is a reminder of love. So you want to make sure that you really know your partner. You want to make sure that you're gifting them something that's very meaningful. Like I always tell, my clients and stuff, when you are gifting or you're thinking about giving a gift, a lot of times people will say a lot of things in just casual conversation. Pull out your phone. Every phone, like, well, I have an iPhone. I'm not sure about, Androids or whatever, but I'm pretty sure every phone has a notepad. But in the iPhone in particular, if you go to the contacts, right? If you go to the contacts, you go to that specific person, right? In the notes section, in that contact section, you can put notes in there. Jot down notes, like if the person is saying stuff about what they like and what they don't like, and that will be the perfect opportunity because they will think like, hey, you know what? We had this conversation. I didn't really know that you were really listening to me. You want to make sure that you're doing meaningful gifts. Also, to get people that are their loved ones, like family members and stuff that they're really close to. You could get their opinion too on what will be a proper gift for your significant other. Okay, that's very important. You also want to make sure, like, gifting is an investment as well. Like, they really measure it up. So you don't want to make sure that you're giving like super grandiose gifts in the beginning and you can't keep it up. You want to make sure, like, again, I really think it matters on how important it is or how significant the gift is. I don't think it really honestly matters, even if it's somebody that really is a materialistic person. I don't think it fully matters if the gift is super big or not. As long as it's meaningful, you'll win every time. You also got the gift of self, so making sure that um you show up as well. You're considered a gift as well. Be at their disposal. Have a day. They could do whatever they want to you or whatever. As long as it's not harming you and harming the other person, then that's all that matters, honestly. Okay? So that is going to be the receiving gifts. Next one is what acts of service. This is love language number 4. So acts of service is exactly what it means. It's being a service to your partner. Okay. So conversation, having good conversation with your partner, that definitely is something that is linked to this love language as well. Also, what have you learned between this person that you would really want to really give them the best gift? This could also mean, something simple is taking your partner's car to the dealership to get serviced. Literally, it's things, making breakfast in bed. It's things like that, just to give you examples so you have a clear understanding of what that means. And last but not least, number 5, which is physical touch. That's my other love language too. Is physical touch. Okay, physical touch is very important. You could tell so much when how somebody touches you, right? How they caress you, how they hold you, if they squeeze you, if they lick you. You literally could tell with feeling. You could really tell how someone's intentions is, especially if you're an empath as well. So that just really intensifies it as well. The body is for touching, so physical touch, again, I just described some things. It's kissing, it's grabbing, it's caressing, just making sure it's, in a loving manner. It's not very aggressive unless that person likes that, but just always make sure you're being safe. Also too, when this person is having like a crisis, it's very important to use physical touch, to like rub them, soothe them, let them know that everything's okay and everything is going to be just fine. Okay, this could mean massages as well. That would be a great gift for them, if their love language is not gifting with physical touch, but that'll be a great gift for them. They love physical touch, so you could gift them a masseuse, a massage. That is something that could really help the relationship, okay? And that pretty much is the 5 love languages. Again, make sure you get the book, you read the book, you take the quiz, do it. If you're new dating, I feel like if you could leave this podcast episode, take the quiz. Take the quiz with your partner. If your partner doesn't know what their love languages are, do that. I strongly suggest doing that in the beginning before you guys get fully committed. Like when you guys are in your courting phase or your dating phase, make sure you take it so you guys know how to love each other and how to show up for one another and how each other interprets love. Okay, this would help your relationship last so much longer and avoid stagnant energy in your relationship and also just unnecessary conflict when it could have been avoided when you guys could have known this. Okay, so that's basically is what I wanted to say. I really am super proud of all of you that show up every week and really listen to me and really get to know more information and just ride this wave.